Hey YouTube, welcome to another video on the channel. My name is MangoJuice, and today I'm going to be recording part 3 of meeting celebrities. Again, if you guys know, I started this series. It's not just a series, it's my interactions with them and what I can tell you from those experiences. And it's one of my favorite series to record, so yeah. Starting off, it was Carla Perez, and this was June 8th, 2025. And this was, so I was scrolling through my phone, of course, and I saw that they're doing a meet and greet in Ingram Mall. I think it was hosted by Retro City, which is a page on Facebook. And it wasn't only Carla Perez. If you don't know who she is, she's the actress of Rita Repulsor from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There was also the Yellow Ranger, I believe, which there was a whole line for her. I forgot her name, I do apologize. And then there was the White Ranger, not the original, his daughter. And we went and we were waiting in line. My dad asked me if I had money on me, and I didn't. And we got in a bit of an argument. He scolded me, and because I didn't, I wanted to leave. And he said no, that we gotta meet her now that we're there. So, and then a guy came up to us and asked us who we're meeting, and my dad told him Carla Perez. So he took us out of the line and got us to her, and there's like two people ahead of us. And as soon as and then when it was our turn, she was very what's it called, present. She was very kind, full of manners, and she was asking us how long have we been a fan. And I told her that for a while I grew up watching Mighty Morphin. Then she asked me if I watched the whole series, and I told her yes, even though that was kind of a lot. I watched most of it, but not the whole Power Rangers. Then my dad explained that he has these cassettes, because we do, of the series of Power Rangers. So he grew up watching Power Rangers, and he introduced it to us. She's so kind about it. And then we took a few pictures, and of course, as you guys see right here, like a few. I think we took like 7 in total. Don't mind my look then. I was just trying to be, a distinct person, if I do say so myself. When it comes to my hairstyles, I try to copy the people I admire, if that makes sense. And she asked me to tag her, which I did on Instagram, but she hasn't seen it yet. I think it's because her Instagram page is officially run by her manager. So she was very, very kind, and I'll never forget that. I hope to see her again soon. Maybe invite her in the channel. All these people that I've mentioned, I want to invite them in the channel. Next up, we got legendary Tejano superstar Bobby Pulido, and this was on June 22, 2025. So I was scrolling through my phone to see when Bobby Pulido was going to perform in San Antonio, and then it said that he was going to perform here. Then I checked where his location was, like where the location that he was going to perform through Google, and I asked my dad, can we go see him, because I would like to see Bobby Pulido. And then it turns out that it wasn't in San Antonio, it was in Sergio, Texas. So we drove a 40-minute drive over there. And then my dad told me in the car, for the record, it's not San Antonio. I didn't know, And then when we got there, Bobby was already singing. This was for his tour, La Puerta Cerrada, I think that's called. And when we got there, he was already singing, and it was with his dad, Roberto Pulido. And then we just sat there and we were watching him perform. It was at a placita, if that makes sense. It's a small place. It's like the center of the park. And then he played his hits, especially like Speedy Gonzalez and Desvelado. And I recorded most of it. As you guys know, I released it on the channel. And then he did a meet and greet, and it was a long line, right? And as we were in the line, as soon as we got close, I told the bodyguard, is Mr. Roberto Pulido gonna, okay, been taking pictures? He's like, I don't know, man. He's old and he's tired, so he expressed that he felt fatigued, so he wanted to go to sleep, so we had to take him home. So he's on his way home right now, or at a hotel, right, where they were staying. And I was like, oh, well, it's fine. And then when it was our turn, I shook his hand and I said, hi, how are you? And he's like, good, how are you? What's your name? I told him, my name is Alfredo. And then my dad expressed that that we should take a picture first, me and Bobby. And then I put my arm around his shoulder. If you guys know, I always put my arm around their shoulder as a sign of respect, especially female entertainers in the entertainment industry. And then I wanted to take one with my dad. He didn't want it to. And then, like, I had to beg, I guess. I was like, come on, please. And it's like, all right. And then we took this picture, right? And then as soon as after that, I shook his hand and I said, nice to meet you, Bobby Pulido. And he's like, nice to meet you too, son. Hopefully you have a great day. And I was like, you too. And then we left, and I was like a little bit like starstruck, because I never thought to ever meet this legend. And not gonna lie, he looks good for his age. Every single person that I met. Although when I was like leaving, I felt a little bit of self-conscious and paranoid, because what if he felt uncomfortable? From I noticed from the picture, he was like this, and I was like this fan who did that. What if he felt uncomfortable? So Bobby, if you're watching this, I do apologize. I should have asked first. To all the celebrities, I do apologize if that made you uncomfortable. So, and he was such an amazing person. He has an amazing soul. I'd compare his soul to like when I met Shelly. Honestly, amazing. Next up, we got Jenny B once again. If you guys don't know, she's that Tejana Barbie. Right now, she's blowing up as the best female entertainer of the music industry. So I saw that she was gonna perform, and I wanted to go. Of course, my dad took me. So again, shout out to my dad for taking me to meet these amazing people, right? And we went, and I recorded the whole performance. And as I was recording, I don't know, it wasn't her husband, it was her dad, I believe, came up to me and said, what do you think of her? He had to repeat it 3 times because I couldn't hear, because the music was loud. And I said, to me she's the next Selena. And then he chuckled to the compliment. And I watched her perform. My arms were getting tired, but I wanted to record the whole thing because I have not seen any full performances of Jenny B, especially recorded like that. Not to mention that I was inspired of Adriano Filmer's footage when he recorded Selena those 2 times performing in Dallas. And then after that, I was waiting in line to like get merch, right? So I got a Jenny B shirt, and a poster where she signed. But before that, she was coming, and I was like, hey Jenny, and she got excited, like she was like, ah, and she ran towards me and she hugged me. And it was one of the most heartfelt hugs. Sorry to my mom, but that hug was genuine. And we're just interacting. She said congratulations on the album that came out around that time. I think it was my 3rd album, I'm Still Dreaming. And I'm like, how does she know about my album? For those who don't know, I'm a musician. And I was talking to her, and she said, I think she said that she liked my hair at the time. I was purple. And I stood next to her and just posed, and she was like, you know, like the silly person that she is. She like and yeah, just interacting and just talking for a little bit. And then I said, I gotta go, hope to see you on the next show. And she's like, thank you, hope to see you again soon, right? And then wave goodbye, and we're leaving. And it was such a nice moment. Again, for those who like wanna meet someone as genuine and as pure, I'd recommend Jenny B. Again, I think around there I said that she's like the next Selena. She's like, you're gonna make me cry, because she has a genuine soul. I've complimented other people. When I say something, I mean it when it comes to my compliments. So yeah. Okay, this one I'm excited because I finally got to meet her for so long that I've wanted to. I got to meet the legendary Amanda Solis. Not only she's a Selena impersonator, but I see her for what she is, which she's a uprising Tejano pop star. So this was August 3rd, 2025. Days prior, I saw that she was gonna do a meet and greet at the Petite Flea Market, and I was, excited. My mom took me this time, right? And we're just joking around the car. And as soon as we got there, I was so nervous, not gonna lie. And we're just walking to see where she was gonna perform or do her meet and greet. And we're walking, and then we can hear a speaker, a woman speaking through a speaker. And as we got closer, I can see her pointing out. I'm not gonna lie to you, my heart dropped for 2 reasons. One, because I can't believe I'm looking at this person that I admire. And believe me when I tell you, I went to see her because of her, not because she was a Selena impersonator. That's one. Second, because her booth was small, and I'm like, oh my goodness, she deserves better than this. Like, really? Like, there's other people who have bigger boots. Why one this small? It's as big as, a little bit smaller than this house, like 3/4 of this house. It wasn't that big, and my heart dropped, and I felt so bad. And the first thing I did when I met her is like, "Hey Amanda, is it okay if we take a picture?" Like, off the bat. And she's like, "Oh sure." And then we took a picture, and I started talking to her like, "I've been following you for so long, and I'm glad that I finally get to meet you." And it's like, "Well, I'm glad." And then she started to crack jokes, and I started to laugh. And then she noticed, that I was laughing, and told her that, honestly, meeting you and the way you are, to me, out of all the Selena impersonators, you've captured Selena's essence. Like, I would consider you like Selena's baby sister, like her little sister. That's who you remind me. Like, you not only closely resemble Selena in your own way, but your character, your personality is so genuine that, like, of course, Selena cannot be replaced, but like, seem more like her sister, if that makes sense. With all due respect to Suzette and Abby, Amanda's more like a sister to Selena, in my opinion, even though they've never met, obviously, like, than those two will ever be. Because those two are like, oh, serious. But Amanda is always like cracking jokes and so joyful, like Selena, so that's why I said that. And she got emotional as I said that. Then she started giving me the free shirt, free merchandise, and I felt bad. Well, the shirt, I think we had to pay for it. But the other stuff, we had to pay. And I didn't have money at the time, and I felt bad that she was giving it for free. I'm like, no, I wish I had money to pay it. She deserves my money. Like, if she were to ask, like take it, because you're so genuine, if that makes sense. And then she told us her story that she didn't take any classes for her music. She actually learned on her own, and she actually made it. And this shut up the theory of my mom and her boyfriend that in order to be a international singer, you need to be trained by a coach. And Amanda's here without a coach, and she made it. So they stopped like telling me like, you need a coach, because like, oh, so you can. So yeah, Amanda, for me, what she stands for is somebody who faces against the odds. She's a symbol of, you can do it on your own and you will succeed. So, and then we left, and then and then I was like, I was fulfilled. And then before we left, my mom like joked around in front of Amanda. Now, like, are you satisfied? Now you can sleep peacefully tonight? And of course Amanda laughed, and then I laughed, and she's like, oh look, he's laughing. And yeah, it was such a wholesome moment. So okay, next up, I met this person at a Comic-Con. It was at the San Japan Comic-Con. This was for free, by the way. I met Suspicious Scooby, who is a cosplayer, and he cosplayed as Freddy for the event. Not only it was him there, but it was the regular sauce, which unfortunately I couldn't have met because I didn't have money. It's in the blog, by the way, and we were trying to get a photo with him, but there's people like cutting and all that stuff, so we're trying to wait patiently. Now, all I can say is he was kind enough to let us take a picture. I can't like speak about his personality. He does let people boop his nose, so I guess that says a lot, about like letting people come and touch his cosplay, as long as you ask, obviously. And so me and Donna Darren at the time took a picture, as you guys can see right there. As you can see, like, I'm like nervous. It was a quick picture, and I said thank you, and then he went on by his day to take a picture with other people, and it was such a magical moment, honestly. Again, at the San Japan Comic-Con. This was on August 31st, 2025, if I haven't mentioned it earlier. And yeah, that's basically about it. I didn't really get to interact with him fully, but hopefully in the future, especially invite him to a video to do like a Five Nights at Freddy's hide and seek, I wouldn't mind at all. October 26th, 2025, I was at the Day of the Dead festival in San Antonio, right? And I went because I wanted to see Amanda, not because of the festival. No offense to anybody who like enjoyed the festival. I just went to see Amanda. And I was gonna go see Gabriela Martinez as well, who was somebody else I wanted to see, but I missed her. But missing her was a good chance to meet who I'm gonna say next, right? I got to see Destiny Navaira. So we went, and I was waiting for her to perform, right? And I brought a gift because I wanted to show my appreciation, to her. And it was a bustier that I made. And I take the gift, and I'm waiting, and then I go to her manager and I say, "Hey, I got this gift to Amanda. Is it okay if you could give it to her?" And she didn't see me that I went past her, and she was waiting on the stage. You can see like she's nervous, and he's like, "Sure, I'll give it to her when the chance presents itself." So I go, and then I immediately pull out my camera so I can start recording. And then she goes on the stage and starts singing, and until her fourth song, La Llamada, I go close to the stage, I'm recording, and you can see she's like singing "Excusas y más mentiras, no me vuelves a llamar." And then she noticed me, and immediately my face brightens up because I didn't expect her to like recognize me from the crowd. She meets so many people, and the fact that like she recognized me, like it was enlightening, if that makes sense. Or not enlightening, but I just felt a genuine happiness, if that makes sense. And then after the show, I was waiting in line with a group of people. There's this person who is a YouTuber that I forgot their name, but I will try to collaborate with them in the future, who got to meet her, took a picture, tagged her on Instagram. And then when I met her, she's like, "Hi, I noticed you on the stage, noticed you on the crowd." And like, "Yeah, also I brought you a gift," right? She's like, "Oh, can you get it for me, please? In the meantime, I'm gonna take a picture with these fans," right? And then after that, I got the gift. I asked the drummer if he can get me the gift. She wasn't performing by herself. She was performing with her group, Los Space Vaqueros, right? So I said, "Can he hand me the gift?" And he gave it to me. I said, "Thank you." And then I'm waiting in line. She took pictures and talked to two people for like under 5 minutes. And then I showed it to her, and she saw it, and she started laughing, and she said that it was cute, right? And then she showed it off, and the people in the line were at odd, and she's like, "You made this?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Aw." And she's like, "A new busticaca for my collection." And then she put it aside, and then we took a picture with my phone. And then she wanted to take a picture for herself with me standing with her, holding her busticaca. And then after that, I talked a little bit, and I said, "Thank you, it was nice seeing you, hopefully to see you again soon." And she's like, "Thank you, Miyuko, you too." And then I went, then I met up with my mom and her boyfriend again, Mauricio. And then we left, and then we went to try to see Gabriela Martinez. I gave them the wrong address, which led to go see Destiny Navaira. Next up, we got legendary pop star Raulito Navaira, brother to Emilio Navaira, who's the king of Tex-Mex music, or the king of the rodeo music. We went to see Grupo Remedio perform live, and honestly, amazing performance, no complaints. And then Destiny Navaira point out that her dad is in the crowd. And let me tell you guys, I wanted to meet Raulito Navaira for so long after finding out that he had spine issues, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. And so I wanted to meet him and express my gratitude of what he has done for the Tejano music industry. And before we were leaving, I told my mom, "Can we go meet him? Can I take a picture with him?" She said, "Of course." And not only she recorded a little video, by the way. I asked Mr. Navaira if I could take a picture with him. He's like, "Sure, mijo, just let me just can you hold on for a minute since I'm talking with this fine gentleman here?" And I'm like, "Of course." And I was waiting. He talked with this guy around his age, right? And just talking. And then after they got done, I went beside him, and then I took a picture, as you guys can see. And then I shook his hand, and I told him, "Nice to meet you, sir." And like, "Nice to meet you. What's your name?" And I told him that, again, my name is Alfredo. I'm a Tejano singer that I'm just starting right now. And what I usually do is go around to listen to people sing and try to take their own elements and try to make my own, take inspiration from them. He's like, "Well, that's good, mijo. I hope that you succeed what you do, and I wish the best of luck to you." And I said, "Thank you, sir. You have an amazing day." And he's like, "You too." And he looks at my mom with the camera, and he like waves. And as we're leaving, my mom wanted to dance, so we danced, right? And then as soon as we're leaving, my mom's like, "Huh, I'm surprised that he was actually a genuine person. I thought that he's gonna be like one of those people who are entitled and are mean, like you want a photo, let's take a picture, now go away. She thought, which was not the case. All these people were nothing but genuine and kind. I don't have any complaints about them whatsoever. It was really amazing, not gonna lie, and I can't wait to meet them again in the future. So, with that being said, that's all the people that I met in this video. I've met a lot more, but I'm gonna leave it for another video. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you want to listen to more celebrity experiences and all that stuff, and want to see who I met. Hopefully I can meet more people in the future, but right now this is all I got. With that being said, my name is MangoJuice, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay juicy. Bye bye.